Pozdravljeni vsi skupaj v imenu društva UNEJ na današnji novinarski konferenci, na kateri vam bomo skušali predstaviti program in dogajanje na tretjem seminarju iz cikla Demistifikacija konoplje, ki bo jutri, se pravi 29. in 30. maja v hali A gospodarskega razstavišča v Ljubljani. UNEJ društvo prekmurske pobude je od svoje ustanovitve naprej aktivno na vseh družbenih področjih, tako umetnosti, človekovih pravic, politike do drog in ostalih družbeno-socialnih vprašanjih. Smo tudi člani Mednarodnega združenja zdravnikov, ki uporabljajo konopljo za zdravljenje, ENCODA, in so ustanovitelji Mednarodnega združenja pacientov, uporabnikov konoplje. Veliko danes tako imenovanih prepovedanih drog se s pridom uporablja za zdravstvene namene in njih prepoved za lastno uporabo je grobo kršenje človekovih pravic. In prav zaradi širjenja vedenja o zdravilnosti konoplje in pravnih zapletih okrog tega smo se odločili, da organiziramo cikel seminarjev, ki smo ga poimenovali Demistifikacija konoplje. Namen in cilji seminarja so predvsem v pridobivanju novih znanj z področja uporabe konoplje, tako v medicini, kmetijstvu, industriji, ter v prilagajanju politike do konoplje v Republiki Sloveniji in širše. V okviru seminarja smo organizirali tudi okroglo mizo z naslovom Konoplja, kako naprej, na katero smo povabili Ministrstvo za zdravje, notranje zadeve, Ministrstvo za pravosodje, varuhinjo človekovih pravic, nevladne organizacije, policijo in vse ostale akterje na tem področju, ker je naša želja, da se razvija konstruktivna debata, s pomočjo katere bomo lahko zagotovili najboljše modele zdravljenja s konopljo, načine uporaba in dostopnosti te neprecenljive rastline. Na letošnjem seminarju bomo ponovno prisluhnili vrhunskim strokovnjakom, saj nam bodo predavali dr. Lumir Hanuš, dr. Paul Hornby, dr. Robert Melamede, dr. Susan Sisli, dr. Ilija Reznik. Privabili smo tudi domače strokovnjake, tako bo predaval tudi dr. Milan Krek iz Nacionalnega inštituta in magister Dušan Olimal, prav tako iz Nacionalnega inštituta za javno zdravje. Pozdravil bi še Juanita, iz Hrvaške, ki bo tudi sodeloval, ker tudi na Hrvaškem se dogajajo spremembe na področju konoplje, predvsem tudi po njegovi zaslugi. Sami pa smo pripravili predstavitve o stanju na področju drog, predvsem konoplje, in uporabi konoplje zdravstvene namene ter predstavitev izkušenj, ki jih bomo predstavili člani društva. Vsi naši gostje so vrhunski strokovnjaki na svojem področju, ki jih odlikuje predvsem strokovnost, odprtost in čut za sočloveka. V okviru seminarja smo vsem političnim strankam omogočili tudi, da predstavijo svoje programe in poglede glede konoplje. Nekaj se jih je že odzvalo in bodo na seminarju tudi sodelovali. Preden končam, bi samo rekel, da prvi dan bo predvsem plenarno zasedanje in predavanja. V soboto bodo pa tudi delavnice, kjer bo možen tesnejši stik s predavatelji za vsa vprašanja. Zdaj bi povabil naše predavatelje, mogoče na hitro, da se predstavijo sami, pa pol za vprašanje. Now please introduce yourself just in a few words.
My name is Sue Sisley. I'm a physician from Arizona. I am also the principal investigator on a study, on a marijuana research study, looking at 4 different strains of smoked marijuana for military veterans that have post-traumatic stress disorder. And our study in the US has been blocked now for over 5 years, despite having FDA approval from the beginning. We cannot implement this study, and so my message to the people here, to the government here, is that you can't wait for these studies to get underway before we provide safe, legal access to sick patients who need access to this plant. You cannot wait for these studies to finally get underway and get data published, because if you wait, then your people are going to suffer for years waiting for these studies to get done. And there is enough data. There's hundreds of published studies throughout the world that confirm that marijuana does have tremendous medical value, and it would be immoral to prevent your population from having safe legal access to this plant.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Melamy. I'm retired associate professor and chairperson at the University of Colorado in the biology department. And I'm also one of the founders of the public company Cannabis Science, which is trying to get cannabis medicines through the FDA. And they just had a nice announcement yesterday about a collaboration that will hopefully help that happen. And what I really study is what is life. And once you understand life, you can get an idea of evolution and how the endocannabinoid system, the marijuana that we all produce, everybody, prohibitionists or cannabis users, everything in their life from conception until death is regulated by the marijuana-like compounds that we make. We make them out of essential fatty acids like fish oil. That's why fish oils are good for you. And it's basically an anti-aging drug in that it inhibits all age-related illnesses by virtue of its anti-inflammatory properties. And it's also via those biochemical mechanisms that it can truly, in many cases, not all cases, kill cancers. And at this point we know that we can completely control HIV and a number of other viral infections, including Kaposi sarcoma, which is the #1 cancer in Africa. It's a virally induced cancer. So the potential for a medical and health revolution around the world is starting to unfold. It's something that cannot be held back anymore because there are literally thousands of scientific articles supporting what I just told you. There's over 900 alone just showing that cannabinoids kill cancer. So the truth is stranger than fiction, and the world has to adjust to that reality. We didn't know that there was an endocannabinoid system until 1988 really was the beginning. And the number of publications around the world in every field, because it regulates everything, have continued to increase. And it's the obligation of the governments now to embrace the science that's there, stop keeping their head in the ground like an ostrich, and get out there and actually care for the people that they're allegedly there to help. So wake up, governments of the world, catch up with what the people know, and let's move forward into a healthier, happier world. Thank you.
My name is Ilya Reznik. I am a physician from Israel. For my not so long career in Israel, I worked as a psychiatrist, and I was disappointed by the results of the treatment, mostly for post-traumatic stress disorder patients. So we developed some program for treating such patients with cannabis. Now in Israel we have very good results for preliminary observational studies with several hundred post-traumatic stress disorder patients, mostly veterans of Israel military conflicts. So we have enough knowledge first to try to understand how cannabis could be helpful for such patients. Moreover, we have more data about other neuropsychiatric patients that could be treated by the cannabis very successfully. I mean patients with Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, Tourette syndrome, etc. So we gain our experience, and we would like to share our knowledge and experience with physicians all over the world. This is the main purpose of my coming here, and I would like to see among the public more doctors, because we need to educate doctors and other healthcare professionals, pharmacists, nurses, etc., to use cannabis more in their practice. But sure, first it should be available legally for all patients who need cannabis. We should ensure full access of such patients to high quality cannabis under the medical treatment and by the affordable prices. So my message is to government to reschedule cannabis as a so-called dangerous narcotic drug, to reschedule it, putting in the list of medicine that could be useful for vast majority of the patients. Thank you.
My name is Lumir Hanush. I am a scientist. I work on cannabis research already 45 years. 20 years I did research in Czechoslovakia at Palacký University, where I was rebels of medicinal cannabis in 1950. And as soon as it was discovered cannabinoid receptor in the brain, so I was invited to Hebrew University to Jerusalem to try to isolate from the brain compound which is responsible for all these effects which are connected with effect from marijuana plant. So we succeeded in 1992. We discovered what is called today endocannabinoids. With first endocannabinoid which I isolated, we named it anandamide. And at present time we are doing research, of course, on new derivatives of endocannabinoids and cannabinoids, and I'm involved also in research concerning medicinal use of cannabis in Israel.
My name is Paul Hornby. I have a PhD in human pathology, and I've been studying biological sciences for more than 30 years. The last 16 I've focused on medical cannabis, and I see it as the most profoundly efficacious herbal medicine that we have on the planet, and probably the reason it's been banned for the last 90 years because of that usefulness. Most of my experience has been with people in chronic pain or young people with epilepsy, and I witnessed miracles. I once saw an old lady with a walker, and she, after using some cannabis tincture, set the walker aside and started to dance around in the reception room saying, "I haven't done this for years." That was in a matter of minutes. And a number of times we've flatlined epileptic seizures from daily grand mal epileptic seizures down to nothing. And then we'll come back in a cluster, but no longer daily seizures. And I guess my mission overall is to see full utility of the cannabis plant. They make brake shoes out of it in Germany, you can make clothing out of it, you can make food out of it. Medicine, fully utilized, we have an industrial revolution on our hands. Like I say, it's the most profoundly efficacious herbal medicine that I've ever come across. And fully utilized, it'll change the world. It's just not to be afraid of it, to wake up government. I see it as a people's plant, not a politician's plant, and it's up to the people to see full utility. Thank you.
Ja sam Monika Lustić, dolazim iz Hrvatske. Prije više od 20 godina osjetio sam prve simptome multiple skleroze, odnosno za svojih 16 godina. Dijagnosticiran sam tek sa svojih 30 godina 2008. godine sa dijagnozom multiple skleroza. Simptomi su počeli vrlo blago do naglog pogoršanja gubitka motorike po cijelom telu, to je to ruke ili noge ili gubitak osjeta, kondencije, dvostika, umanjenje, znači kvalitete vida, kontrasta. Probao sam primjenjati konvencionalnu medicinu, nažalost bezuspješno, nije pomoglo. Nakon toga sam probao i razne druge alternativne metode koje su i dale rezultata, ali ne dovoljno dobre. Sve dok nisam došao do ekstrakta konoplje, odnosno ekstrakta kanabisa, 2011. godine, koja mi je spasila život. Znači, svi simptomi su se povukli, osim najstarijih krivnog osjeta u rukama i u stopalima. Ali sa tendencijom poboljšanja, tako da ja vjerujem da ubrzo će riješiti sve simptome i mogu ponovno reći.
Pred vprašanji bi samo povabil vse, da se odeležijo tega čim večjem številu, predvsem zdravniško stroko, da končno spoznajo ta delovanje endokannabinoidnega sistema in uporabnost konoplje. Če ima kdo kako vprašanje, Gregor.
Gregor Škerl za zamisli.si. Sicer zanima me, katere vse medije ste povabili, ker očitno tukaj nas je samo ene par.
Vse medije sem povabil skoraj. Se pravi, radio, televizija, delo, mislim, večino medijev.
Se pravi, povabljeni so bili, in njihov neodziv kaže njihovo spoštovanje do vašega dela oziroma do teme, njihov interes do teme, katero pokrivate.
Bomo videli jutri, kakšen bo odziv na samem, ker so nekaj napovedani, da bi prišli snemati, sicer ne vem, zakaj se danes niso udeležili, bomo videli.
Kaj pa glede politikov, zdaj zadnje čase slišimo, da je ogromno nekih glasov se nabira s konopljo, pa me zanima, pač za nalaž provociram, ker bi rad vedel točno, kdo je bil povabljen, oziroma kjer stranke so bile povabljene, da se vidi, koliko so prisotni.
Povabljene so bile dejansko vse stranke, na svojo predstavitev pa za enkrat, nič je ni zaprto, bodo imele Združena levica in pa Socialni demokrati.
Kaj pa glede se pravi državnih uradnikov, predvsem z kmetijstva in pa
povabljeni so vsi državni uradniki, ki kakorkoli delajo na področju drog, tako na Nacionalnem inštitutu, na Ministrstvu za zdravje. Povabili smo Ministrstvo za pravosodje zaradi kolobocij okrog nepoznavanja slovenske zakonodaje. Povabili smo Ministrstvo za notranje zadeve, varuhinjo. Upamo, da se bo vsaj letos udeležila, ker do zdaj, kljub temu, da smo prav njene teme obravnavali, ki bi jih morala ona, ni bilo posluha. Povabili smo nevladne organizacije z področja drog, ki mislim, da bi se morali udeležiti. Širok spekter, medije, strokovnjake, predavatelje na fakultetah, bomo videli.
Super, hvala. Na kakšen način v bistvu ker si rekel, si se pozdravil oziroma so simptomi izboljšanja, me zanima v bistvu, da malo vejo tudi gledalci, na kakšen način si pozdravil, kako si užival konopljo?
Znači, jaz sem v biti konzumiral ekstrakt konoplje. Konzumiral sem ga 3 puta dnevno, znači, učenje to, znači 1 gram dnevno, ali i vrlo često 2 do 3 grama dnevno. Počeo sam sa malim količinama, količinski od pola zrna riže, jutro poslijepodne na večer i svake 4 dana sam duplo dok nisam došao na 1 gram, odnosno u periodima 2 do 3 grama dnevno. Tolerancija se brzo podignula, već kroz 1 do 2 tjedna i nisam osjetio nikakve smetnje, mogao sam normalno funkcionirati, voziti auto, radio sam puno koncentriranije i kvalitetnije.
Super, najlepša hvala, pa veliko zdravja in sreče.
Hvala.